Do you know, when you see society for what it truly is, you fully understand the reason why they started attacking testosterone first. Men's testosterone were one of the first things to be attacked on us as a society. And why, might you ask? Why? Because a society of strong masculine men would not allow what is happening right now to happen. And that's why you see grown-ass men doing twerking, stupid, silly dancing videos on this app. Half of the men are not even men anymore. And that's why the government's getting away with what they're getting away with. Because they've feminised half of society. And they went after masculinity because it's the foundation of a strong, healthy society. And then they went after women because they are the heart and soul of a healthy society as well. And now they're coming after our children because they are the future of our society. That's why there's all these agendas being pushed on our kids in schools and stuff like that. But please make no mistake that there are no coincidences. This has all been fully coordinated, and we've been under attack for a very long time. But the first thing that they needed to attack was the testosterone levels in society.
And love me like a sailor, and when you get a taste, can you tell me what's my flavor? I don't believe in God, but I believe that you're my savior. My mom says that she's worried, but I'm covered in his favor. And when we're getting dirty, I forget all that is wrong. I sleep so I can see you, 'cause I hate to wait so long. I sleep so I can see.
The irony of all things is that feminism was meant to give women choices. There is this whole backlash now. Women saying, and I've been gaslit. I've been told work should make me the happiest and I shouldn't want relationships. And so you have these highly successful women who are driven in their careers and at the top of the heap with their careers. They're not, a lot of them are not really that happy. I know, because they end up coming to my practice and saying, I'm not happy. You know, I couldn't find a partner. I didn't have children. I have all this money. I have a big house. I can travel when I want to, but I'm alone.
And now it sucks for you because you decided over material things and now you don't have the thing that you actually want, which is what men were trying to tell you in the first place. And you thought they were being jerks.
Who you choosing, A or B? Who I'm choosing, A or B? Who you choosing, A or B? 25-year-old, no kids, submissive, GED, make 50 an hour. 35-year-old, 2 kids, 2 degree, make 6 figures. Oh.
Yeah, who you picking?
Oh. Dang, that's kind of hard. I think I'm going 35.
35? Why is that?
I can learn from her.
I got you.
I can change my life. Like, I can upgrade. She can teach me some things.
Hey, I respect that, man.
Possibly get a degree.
Why not choice A?
Choice A, I think, is more of a stereotype of way of thinking.
Okay.
You would have to teach them, be more of a leader, provider.
You want someone you can build with?
Really, yeah.
Right.
Someone I can build with, I can learn from.
Got you. I feel you. So you can grow.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect that, man.
Sometimes the women may be better than a man. I ain't got no problem learning from my woman.
Hey,
you know?
I respect that, bro.
I see where you're coming from, but she's going to get in your nerves. She's going to, because she's got the 2 degrees and she's got the 2 kids and she's already making 6 figures, her bossiness is going to wear you down over time. And that's not me hating. That's just me telling you the reality of the situation. You're not, I know you think that you want that. You're not going to want that. It's going to be cool. She's going to be teaching you all this stuff. But after she teaches you all that stuff, she's going to expect you to perform, which is fine. When you train somebody, you expect them to be able to perform the job. But she's going to expect you even more because you're a man to be even better than her. And she's going to have you on an unofficial timeline that you don't know about. And she's going to expect you to exceed her in whatever time it took her to do it in about half that time, or maybe 25% of that time, maybe 35% of that time, to get to where she was in about 35% of that time. So she's going to make things really uncomfortable, number one. Number two, I'm not 100% sure she's going to want to teach you anything because she doesn't have time. She's got 2 kids. She got 2 degrees. She's making 6 figures. So she's probably running a fast-paced business. She has a fast-paced lifestyle. you're essentially going to become a cog in her wheel. So she's not going to be able to really teach you anything. She's going to expect you to get up and go. And we're not 100% sure that this woman is actually going to choose you. She's actually going to see you as a bum.
New data just shattered one of the most pervasive feminist myths. Men are more open-minded than the women who claim to teach tolerance. In fact, men are more tolerant of their political enemies than women are of their political allies. The Fire 2026 College Free Speech rankings reveal that across nearly every ideology, men scored higher in tolerance for both left and right-wing speakers. Women, by contrast, clustered near the bottom left of the chart, less tolerant overall, and particularly hostile towards right-leaning speech. The data exposes a paradox at the core of our cultural moment. The very people who preach inclusivity are the least willing to tolerate difference. Sociologically, this may be the natural outcome of what Helen Andrews calls the Great Feminization, the demographic and psychological transformation of our institutions as women and feminized men come to dominate them. As workplaces, universities, and media organizations have become majority female, the values once confined to family life, care, protection, and harmony, have become the guiding ethos of public life. What was once the nurturing instinct of the home has become the governing principle of the state. Institutions now operate like moral daycares, treating citizens not as autonomous adults, but as infants in need of emotional safety. Speech that causes discomfort is redefined as harm, disagreement becomes violence, and those who challenge the narrative are cast as predators. Evolutionary psychology helps explain why. For most of human history, women's survival depended on protecting the vulnerable and maintaining social cohesion. That instinct still shapes moral reasoning today. Psychologists call it moral triage, the subconscious sorting of society into infants, or the oppressed, caregivers, the moral class, and predators, the dissenters. Once this lens takes hold, persuasion is replaced by protection and argument by ostracism. The irony, of course, is staggering. Men, long caricatured as aggressive, intolerant, and oppressive, are by the numbers more tolerant of opposing views than women. The tolerance movement, born of empathy, has become a kind of sentimental authoritarianism, a regime of enforced care that smothers the very freedoms it claims to defend. The Fire data confirms what Andrews describes on a civilizational scale. When feminine norms rule, truth gives way to emotional safety, debate gives way to consensus, and tolerance becomes a tool of control. The tragedy is not that women entered public life, it's that public life adopted the psychology of the nursery.
Most of these modern women who believe a certain way, like he said, they don't want anybody to challenge their opinions. They don't want anybody to push back against their opinions, because then that means I'm not as smart as I thought I was. And also, maybe I'm wrong about some things. And if I'm wrong, I got to be accountable and responsible for that and change how I do things going forward.
Fuck you for making everyone think he was a fucking toxic one. Fuck you for making him think that secondhand's much better than fucking being here. Fuck you for making him think that he couldn't talk or communicate or speak and he was nothing but a worthless piece of shit. Fuck you for making him think that he was that worthless that the world would be better off without him. Fuck you for making a man consistently sit there and beg for a woman that was never going to give anything up. And fuck you for sitting there and looking at the finances and pretending like you're a fucking angel when all along behind closed doors you were doing nothing but gaslighting, manipulating and being a narcissist. Fuck you for sitting there and turning his family against him, his friends against him, and everyone else against him and not telling the fucking truth. And fuck you for consistently making men feel like fucking shit. You will do it again. Because that's what you do. You can't help yourself. You gotta make everyone miserable, but especially men.
90% of the time, no. Being vulnerability is a feminine characteristic. It's not a masculine characteristic. Protection is a masculine characteristic, and it's the protection that allows the woman to be vulnerable. She feels safe when she's protected, and that's what allows her to be vulnerable. On the men's side of things, like 10% of the time, 10%, that's it. That's all I tell men. You can be vulnerable like 10% of the time because that allows for some connection to women, but no more than that. That's a feminine characteristic. Let her play the feminine.
All right, hear me out. All I'm saying is this. If I have a loop of excuses for my partner as to why I'm not going to be affectionate with them, it's because I don't want to be affectionate with them, but I don't really want to tell them why. So I find these excuses that allow me to have space from them without really being challenged. Yeah, that's how that works. So if I get into that mode, for me, the relationship's probably over, because I'm finding ways to not be intimate with my partner. I mean, right there, we can't grow anymore. There's no more forward movement. We're stuck because I refuse to let us grow.
And this is exactly maybe a few clips ago or a few minutes ago what I was talking about. You're going to pick the bossy chick. You're going to pick the boss babe. And this is exactly what's going to happen to you. She's going to decide when she wants to do things, how she wants to do things, because she's going to see you as a bum. And at that point in time, you're going to realize what kind of mistake that you made.
Studies show that females in a relationship, when they go out, 75% of the time, they're ovulating. Now, what percentage of men actually are raising a kid that's not theirs? Well, in 40% of tests, when a man needs a new kidney and they test his kids to see if they're a donor match, 40% of the time it's not their kid. Well, when your girl is going out with her friends, number one, she's probably ovulating. Number two, she's going to get pregnant 40% of the time with another man's kid. And the last thing I want to highlight here is, if she's going out, it ain't because she's trying to hang out with her friends. Her friends and her can hang out at the house with your supervision. As a matter of fact, you can get her and her friends pregnant. But she cannot go out and then make you raise another man's sperm. It's just not gonna happen.
I have a better choice than niggas. But you got my fucking granddaughter out here.
We bought some pampers though, man. Now, I think you come pick us up though. For real.
Why you ain't got a car? You're not gonna pick us up? So you think that I left my plans to come all the way up here to pick you and this person up that I don't even know? Did you keep having around my granddaughter? So we just supposed to just sit out here? You get your ass in this car and we go home. I'm not about to leave him.
Well, damn. He at least bought the baby something that ain't even his.
Bro, get on out. Get my face. Where you
Get in this car. If you want to ride home, get in this car. Why would I leave him?
I mean, yeah, you going. You know what?
Paige, get your ass in this car.
Why are you so upset with him? Just because you don't agree with the way she date, that has nothing to do with him. You do not have to act like a B to somebody that you don't even know.
What do you mean you gonna figure it out? Get your ass in this car. Get your ass in this car.
This man ain't got no car.
This is ridiculous. Get your ass in this car.
And you ain't stopping shit. You just made her want him even more.
I want her to commit to something that she, I don't think, feels comfortable committing to, which is that she won't cheat on me again.
I just feel like you just keep wanting me to make blanket promises forever, like we used to. And that doesn't feel very fair to me, if I'm being totally honest. Wow. It's funny to hear you say, like, I could never do what you did because of how it would hurt you. And what I've tried to convey to you before is space for the idea that maybe it wasn't about you. Like, it was not about you at all. I've told you before that I wasn't even thinking of you. And for me, that experience was like so powerful because that was really the only time in my life where I can look back and say, like, only I owned myself in that moment.
Oh, boy.
Like questions of duty or culture or marriage or identity as a woman, as a wife, as whatever, like all just were obliterated.
Clearly.
And so it's hard to talk about that with you, though, because how can something that was so healing for me be the thing that hurt you the most?
Oh, no. I'm done. I'm so done. Her being for the streets was healing. Healing. Because she finally got to do something for herself outside, of course, of her duties that she considers to be an obvious imposition when it comes to her being a proper woman and a proper lady and a proper wife and being faithful and being loyal and all these sort of things, right? And what healed her, okay, was her neglecting her marital vows and sleeping around. She found herself, ladies and gentlemen, in her whoredom. She found herself, don't you see, and was healed, right? Getting blown out by another man or by other men was healing, you see, right? In which she then finds it hard to communicate such things to her husband. Huh. I mean, who would have thunk it that in her whoredom, that was healing, okay, that was healing, would somehow result in his heartbreak? I mean, this is the most narcissistically self-esteeming pile of horse cock-a-poo-poo that I've ever listened to in my daggone life. I mean, she should have never gotten into a relationship, much less married, with this sort of mindset. And her lack of humility and accountability and remorse are completely evident. People, ladies and gentlemen, never be this selfish. Respect yourself, respect your spouse, and respect your marriage.
And this is and this is the type of disrespect. And this is the type of disrespect that men are supposed to take. I mean, just shot after shot after shot, haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. And this man is just sitting there looking like, yeah, I definitely understand. Nah, bro.
Guys, you need to pay close attention to her job history. Her job history is her dating history. In particular, you need to ask yourself how she ends her relationships. If you are dealing with a woman who is conflict avoidant, run. Zero ability to handle stress, conflict, disagreement. In other words, the only time they are of any good is when everything is okay. Gentlemen, do yourself a favor. By nature, as men, we're fixers. We like to fix things and feel like, no. You will be led to believe that it was because her ex was deficient in some category or because of whatever. It's her. These women are college educated. They are professionals. They're all 28 and above. Why? Because they are thoroughly into their careers. One thing that you can know about these women is they have an actual career. And what I mean by a career, she proudly tells you about her career. She is her job. Kudos to you, ma'am, if you are your job. But the men inevitably are not trying to find women who are their job.
The only reason you hate 50-50 is because you don't have your 50.
Bars.
All right, now we wait for the hate. I'm gonna use that bitch as a blanket to keep me warm at night. Oh, come on, I'm waiting for you.
What have you given up in a relationship?
Oh, man. So
and
much.
Do you feel the difference between compromise? Do you feel like there's a difference between compromise and sacrifice?
I think men always have to do a little bit more, honestly. That's my honest opinion. Men always have to do a little bit more compromising, a little bit more.
And why?
And it's not by a lot. It's not like, oh my God, but it's a little bit more. We got to swallow the pill a little bit more than you guys, I believe.
Expand.
I mean, he's just true.
It's just a little bit more. Okay.
I want to hear why.
Okay.
Because we got more ego too, like to
yes,
stuff. And,
that
being the man.
I think the strength,
like we the king.
Yes, I agreed, 100%. I think the strength is in that. I feel like I've been able to be very apologetic and accountable, and I feel like a lot of times, the majority of the times, my partner has not been. Even over something small, right? Like I've done something small, and I've been like, look, I want to apologize to you because I kind of had a bad day, and I can do that. Right? It's easy for me because I want you to know that you're not the issue. I'm going through something and I allowed that to hang on to you and I apologize. I've been in situations where that can linger for days, 4 or 5 days. And now I'm effing feeling weird because you're having an issue, but you don't know how to communicate that issue to me. And so I got to swallow more pride than you. I gotta, and it's because you don't want to maybe, or I don't know. I'm speaking about a multitude of situations, but the consensus I've gotten is I've always had to just kind of, sorry. All right. Yeah, let's go. Because I'm driving the ship. We got to go where I have to go because I'm making the money, right? We have to go to this thing. We have to go to this event. I can't go to this event and you have a problem. So I need to clear the problem and make sure that we're straight before we go in here because I can't have any issues in here, right? I don't think that, on the other foot, it's the same. I haven't seen it.
And a lot of men already know this. They know they have to compromise. They know they have to sacrifice. And women, modern women, just continue to think that everything that they're doing is so much. Everything that they're doing is so hard. They're so exhausted. They're carrying the mental load. You're carrying the mental load because you're sitting there thinking about all the things that you're doing that's so hard, and all that stuff that you're doing that's so much more than what he's doing. Instead of realizing that that man is probably doing as much, if not more than you.
You're going to want to listen to this.
I asked a married couple who've been married for 54 years. They said, make sure you're always, they said, make sure you're communicating, make sure you talk about finances, and make sure y'all make time to connect every week. I said, connect. She said, you know what I mean, connect. I said, yes, ma'am. And so I respected that. And she said, connect because we're attached to so many different things. Our phones, you know, our jobs, our stress, our children. There we get caught up in so many different things that this is the person that, you know, that you really like. This, after everything is done, this is your person. You know what I mean? And I was so taken back by that because she was absolutely right. At the end of the day, it's me and him.
Connecting at least once a week if you're healthy is kind of mandatory in my book. If it's not happening, you really have to ask why, not just of yourself, but of your partner, and say, I'm open to hearing suggestions of what I can do to improve so that we can connect at least once a week. What do you need from me? Let me deliver. Let me lead. Let me be generous. Let me start. Don't wait for them to start. You do it. You start.
Wait till the men find out that the beauty standards come from pedophilia.
You ever notice that when women don't get picked, it's either because you're a PDF or you got sugar in your tank? Every time without fail, if a woman doesn't get picked, it's either because you're a PDF or you got sugar in your tank. And then it makes me think to myself, it's just like, how do all the petite women feel about this? Like, how do petite women feel about other women saying that if a man finds you attractive, it's because he likes children? Like, you simultaneously dissed men and women with that one quote. All the petite women out there don't deserve love now? That doesn't seem fair, does it? But like, if I got on here and said the reason why women want muscular, strong men that are capable is because all these women want to get cracked by their father. You look at me like, maybe they just want a strong, capable man. Maybe a man wants a petite woman because, one, he finds them attractive, or maybe he just wants to feel like a strong, capable man, right? And maybe dating a 6'5" woman just doesn't make him feel that strong and capable if he's 5'5". You know what I mean? Not me, though. I don't care how tall she is, I don't care how tall she is, to be honest. But, I can understand why some men would have a problem with that. It's the same way a man will be older than his partner, and they'll call him all types of weirdos, but if a woman's older than her partner, they're like, oh, she's such a cougar or whatever, and they're praising her. The man does it, he's a weirdo. I don't know.
Great points, bro. I mean, literally something that small women can't control. I try to eat or I try to bulk up, but this is kind of my frame. This is kind of what I look like. I've looked like this all my life. I'm in my 40s now. That's just what I look like. And you're calling me a child just because I don't look like you. There was a interview that I think Desirable Truth was doing where he was asking, do you think that you could live on an island with women, just women? And they're like, oh yeah, it would be this and it would be that. And they were talking about all of the good stuff. But men already know that there's a lot of bad stuff that's coming. This is one of those things. Well, the beauty standards come from being a pedo. Literally not based on anything. Literally a lie. Literally a lie that you're talking about. But this type of behavior, this lying, deceit, would transfer over there to that island. Y'all would be so upset. Y'all would be so ticked off. There's a show, I can't remember. I know it's on HBO Max. I can't remember the original channel, called Mean Girl Murders. These are women going out there and murdering other women because they lost their temper. They deceived each other. They got mad. Oh, I've got this guy that I want. Sometimes it wasn't even about a guy. Sometimes it was about you trying to be better than me. You trying to take my position from me. That's what that was about. And I'm going to go over here and take your life. I'm telling you, it's going to be great in the, let's say everything was built for you and you just moved there. It's going to be great in the beginning. But when all of the maintenance and stuff comes due, that's when the real problem's going to start.
I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay, Mark.
You know what?
So, but you don't need a man's money.
All right, well, that's it.
Would you sacrifice your family for your happiness, or would you sacrifice your happiness for your family?
He just asked them one simple question, and he's about to use their answers to explain one of the most controversial statistics in the gender wars.
If I'm not happy, no.
What about you?
Definitely go for my happiness, because what is life about if we're not trying to be happy?
Okay. And what about you?
I've actually been there and done that, and I did choose my happiness.
This is the reason why women initiate 70 to 80% of the divorces, because you prioritize your happiness over your family. Well, life, to be honest, isn't about happiness. Life is about purpose and duty. Happiness is fleeting. It's up and down. Guys that suffer in relationships, marriages, and still stay with that woman. When men really love a girl, you love that man based off how you feel. Men, we don't prioritize the way we feel. We prioritize what's real, and that's family, that's the woman, that's the children.
Is he right that women's love is too tied to their feelings, or is he just promoting an old school toxic idea?
I saw somebody get on here and say, when are men gonna be men again? When I heard it, I thought to myself, when are women gonna be women again? I'm probably like, what's she talking about? I'm a woman, I'm all woman. Yeah, until you get triggered, then he, Junior, she come out.
Yes.
Children, when I ask you a question, my son is 12 years old and he's just starting to rebel right now.
You need to get that little microphone a little closer of you.
And he's starting to rebel right now, which is really scaring my husband and I, and we're getting very, nervous about it. But when we say no to him...
Who's we? Is we you?
My husband and I.
No.
Oh.
You're nobody.
Well,
I don't mean to be rude. I want to drive the point.
I understand that. And
see, my husband and I, we're a team. If he doesn't do as I say, he's in the doghouse. See, you got to be careful. We do this, and my husband and I, we do that. I know who's wearing the pants in that house. You don't wear pants. Yes, you are wearing pants.
You're right. I wear the pants.
See, no good. Then you better stop the we and look at the fact that it's... When I say to my son, just do this, he does the opposite. Of course. You wear the pants, and he doesn't respect your spirit. You are jumping in ahead of your husband.
He's telling me that I don't have the right to tell him what to do.
No, you have the right. The ideal order is God and man, man over woman, woman over children. It's a military chain of command. If it isn't that way at all. It's whoever women's God is over the woman over the man, and she rules the roost, and the kids are rebelling and conforming and turning into little robots, and she's turning out all kinds of queers. Am I right or not? Yeah. Out of the mouth of babes, you recognize it. You know it, don't you? He's nodding your head agreeing.
PSA, if you got a boyfriend and that start working out, or he start talking about losing weight and he want to eat better, that is about to leave you, bitch. So once that start talking about a fitness journey, leave his ass right the fuck there.
So instead of supporting him on his journey, starting your journey, getting healthier, leveling up, the answer is to leave and find you a man who also doesn't work out and also doesn't want you to become a healthier version of yourself. Yeah, we're cooked. I'm going to tell the truth, and I got to go.
Either that or the doctor said, hey, if you don't stop eating like this, you're going to have major health issues. Are you so insecure? If you're that insecure, just get in the gym.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him. Ooh.
Something in him is weak. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, I think, oh, she must have got just, she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
Okay, let's see. No husband, anywhere to be found, not even a boyfriend, not a single child between the two of you. One of you's in your 30s, the other's in your 40s. But then again, that's my fault. When you're too insufferable for anybody to actually want to make a long-term commitment with you, what can you really do? Besides, you know, the regular stuff. Like talking about everybody else's relationship in a way that looks like you're not even attempting to hide your jealousy. All while being the face of a black news outlet whose only topics range from racial narcissism and black people versus white people. And those two go hand in hand anyway. So what exactly is your purpose? Why do you exist? To be a victim? To be a puppet for division? Why he date that white girl like that? Why don't he come with me? But Serena Williams got her a fine white man. I know that's right. I bet them black men mad as hell. They mad. They real mad. But also why that black man won't date that black woman like that? Why he date that white woman like that? Y'all are literal caricatures and it's embarrassing. Y'all are embarrassing yourselves. It's not 2020 anymore. People are tired of the same tired topics and we can see right through you.
You don't say, don't go out with your guy friends. You say, just don't text me after that. You don't say, don't dress revealing. You say, if you're everyone's attention, you're not for me. You don't say, stop texting your ex. You say, if the past still lives in your phone, your future won't live with me. You don't say, stop testing me. You say, this isn't an exam. It's a relationship. Fail enough times and it's over for you. You don't say, why do you still talk to your male best friend? You say, I don't compete with men waiting for your breakup. You don't say, stop acting single. You say, if you miss being single, I can fix that in one sentence. Call this relationship communications 101. You like it? Save it. Peace out.
Why do women have to prove their value, but men just have to show up?
I think it's the opposite. I think men have to prove their value and a woman just has to show up.
It depends on who you asking.
No, I think if you're pretty, you could get access to the parties, to the invite only, to the private yachts, to the billionaires club, just because they want to have you in the room. Now, we know what they want you in the room for, but if you're smart, you don't go for it. You work the room so that they invite you directly after. Whereas men got to earn the money, have the job, get the accolades, do the achievement in order to even almost have access to some of the things that she gets. So I actually feel like beautiful women get much more opportunities than men do. What y'all think?
It just depends on who you're asking.
Personally, I don't know the answer. I just feel like for me personally, I think that as a woman, I get more opportunities than a man because I think that men want me to be in the space, but they don't expect me to come with the character or the work ethic that I come with. And that's what keeps me in the room. What I look like might get me to the room, maybe if I know somebody, but what I'm built by or built of is what keeps me in the room.
Date with him. What was the turn off?
Specifically, the turnoff was when I asked that question about would you date a single mother? And Jacoby, you proceeded to tell me that basically you're a high value man and you are too good for a single mother. However, you did also tell me that you were raised by a single mother, which is profound for me to think that a single mother's not good enough for you, but it's good enough for a woman to raise you. That's unfair. And it's very insensitive to women out there who have children.
All right, so just because it's a cycle, I wanted to continue.
It doesn't have to continue.
So what I'm saying is that
it's more about why would you cut off and say that single women are not on the same level?
What you're supposed to learn from is history. So you're a very intelligent woman. You're a very intelligent woman, right?
Yes.
So if you know, as a woman growing up, you know, it's a less likelihood for you to be successful by having a child. So what you do, you be more proactive. Using condoms.
What's that got to do with your choice?
Okay, if you're getting pregnant, then all right, cool. Maybe I shouldn't continue having this child because I'm not getting married. A better chance of me having a successful life by finding a man. That's what I'm thinking.
So you were raised by a single mother.
Yes. And
is your mother still alive?
I struggle. My mom's still alive.
Did she struggle or did you struggle?
Both of us struggle.
Okay. So your words that echoed all around social media, and I want to make sure that we have this clearly, were, I'm a high value man. I've done things to step up my echelon and I'm not going to settle for a single mother.
Yeah.
Did I have that correctly? I want to be clear.
Yeah, it will be selling.
Right. So what makes you think you're a high value man? The car you drive?
No, the value I put out into the world.
What about your character?
I have great character. I built myself to basically have better choices. You want to know why? Because women can choose and make a choice. They can say, I don't want to date a man that makes less than 6 figures. They can. And then what are you doing? You're demeaning a man.
But we're not talking about that. That's not the situation that
Listen, hold on. A woman can say, I won't date a man less than 5'8". and the man could be 5'4". Do they care about
What does that have to do
ostracizing all of those
with
men?
anything?
If a fat man is sitting here, he can be a fat man, right? But if a fat woman is sitting here, you would say, oh no, we're body positive. Oh, no, we can't say that. It's all about picking her up. So every time it's saying something for a man,
bro,
it's down.
You got a lot on your back.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
So what I want to be clear, not just for you, but for everybody out there, is the car you drive, your resume, your bank account, your accolades is not what makes you a high value man.
Definitely not.
We are all defined by the sum of our deeds and our character. And you, brother, are coming up to the sum of zero. Be clear.
And that's exactly what she did. Made something up. That's why it took her so long to get to where she was trying to get to. Because I don't have a lie fully formulated yet. So I got to talk a little bit so my mind can generate something that's absolutely false. And I can really, really drum this up and play the victim.
Who's stronger, jacked women or the average male? Now, the first event was a sandbag drag between the teams. Now, the men were legit just dads who didn't even work out.
I don't do anything in particular very well.
Against women who train every single day.
Usually train between 1 and 3 hours every single day.
And the first event was dominated by the men. The second event was a fill the barrel relay race. And once again, the men won this event.
Is this gonna do it? Average Joe's, fill the barrel.
Now, deadlifts were next, which they did 10 reps for each set until someone gave up. They did this 13 times in a row until the average Joes finally couldn't hit another rep. It was now 2-1.
Rep 6. Okay, good effort.
The next match was a pugil push, where once again, the men just dominated another event, getting them out of the ring very easily.
No, I mean, my ego's hurting. Right?
Tug of war was the final event, and the women fell right to their knees right away, and didn't even pull the men back at all, and the average Joes ended up winning 3-1.
You hold it, hold it. Pull back. There we go. Montana just past the barrel. Average Joe's, take the W.
You honestly shouldn't be surprised. It's honestly just biology.
On average, and again, I'm not talking about anybody's daughter or granddaughter, but on average, the data shows just uncontroversially that not only do males place a much greater premium on free speech, academic freedom, search for truth, females are the ones that are pushing for the speech codes, for the protections. Males are more rational. They're more interested in public affairs. They care more about cost benefit, risk analysis than females. And so an appeal, based on an absolute ignorance of market economics doesn't surprise me that it resonates better with females. And I think they are going to have increasing clout in our political climate as time goes forward.
Makes you rethink suffrage just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm not just rethinking it. I have rethought
His
it.
whole transition team so far is women.
And that's exactly, I think they might be talking about, it sounds like from the end of that clip there, the new, whatever, I don't even know his name, Madani or something like that, the mayor or the governor, I don't know. I have no idea. The guy that took over for Andrew Cuomo in New York. I think they might be discussing him. But yes, she's absolutely right. And this is why a lot of men, this is exactly why a lot of men walk away from dating. Modern women, something my dad used to say, ironically, it was a man that said this to him when they were having a discussion, and they were going back and forth. And my dad was talking to him, and the man, in the middle of the whole, the back and forth, the conversation, the man just kind of stepped back. The man kind of stepped back and said, "Don't confuse me with the facts." Don't confuse me with the facts. And that's what a lot of modern women are like today. Oh, you talking statistics, facts, numbers. I get all that, but there needs to be a space. And when I say space, I don't mean just like, okay, we're considering emotions 25%. I mean, emotions need to take precedent 60 to 70% of the time. We need to make decisions based off of our emotions, what we're calling intuition, what we're calling trust your gut, when that's really emotional, undisciplined natures. Women walking around doing that. That's what that is. We need to trust that. Don't confuse me with the facts. Don't confuse me with statistics and evidence and science. Don't confuse me with logic. We need to worry about what I'm thinking and how I feel right now, regardless of what it ruined.
Their privilege is showing, and I don't even think they realize it, because it actually seems that they have run out of legitimate things to complain about. Instead of worrying about a man walking behind them, now men can't even walk in front of a woman. It really seems that men can't do anything right, and some women don't realize how lucky they actually are that they have to find things to nitpick about to complain about men.
Men need to wake up and realize most women today want nothing to do with you at all. It's over. The sooner you allow this to get into your brain, the better off you can be taking care of yourself, focusing on your own life, and moving forward outside of women. It's not like it used to be back in the day. You see, I've come through the time when we had no cell phones. We had a phone we had to use in the house. We had a pager. Then we had the Motorola flip phone. No, then we had the car phone. Then we had the Motorola flip phone. And then we had some other phones, and then came the iPhone, and then came the Android. I've seen how over the years, technology has transformed relationships between men and women. And the more the technology is delivered, the more the relationships fall apart, because the relationships are distracted by the technology. You have to understand this is a fact. The only women out here that want to be with a man in a relationship is people of high status, because social media has allowed the world to show exactly who the poor people are and who the rich people are. Who the people who are high level and the people who are not. All the women want to be with high level men, or they want to date other women. That's what's going on. A lot of these women out here today, they don't want to date a low status man, because their whole life is wrapped up in the cell phone and social media. So now they're looking at all the different men that are high status, and they say, well, either I'm going to have a high status man or I don't want anybody at all. Look what happened last year. Over 500,000 women broke off their marriages. Over 500,000 women broke off their marriages. Marriage is done. And there was no way in the world I would ever sign a marriage certificate with a woman for any reason whatsoever, because I'm too intelligent to make the mistakes that I've seen everybody else make. I would never do that. Okay? So you have to understand, women are not willing to give up all the attention that they are receiving on the phone to settle down with one man. When a woman has that phone and she has Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Google, CNN, Fox News, local news, etc., all these apps to keep her attention, guess what? Ain't none of them apps gonna hurt her feelings. So she has traded in men, because men,
they don't get it. They don't get that when we talking facts is reality. But like I say, right, it is what it is, and everybody live life, be free, you heard me?
Maybe I don't use the word leader around here, even though my son thinks he's my leader. Yeah, I'm like little. I'm like 160, you know what I mean? Like, and he's this big old man.
It kind of saddens me to hear you say that your son thinks he's the leader. If you have a son, you put him at the head of your table if there's no man there, and you let him know that one day he will have his own table, and until that day he will be the head of this table, because you're raising him to be a strong man, to be an influential man, to be an impactful man, to be a respected man, and you do not emasculate him at any age. And that's disgusting to say, oh, he thinks he's my leader, but I bet you if somebody walked up on you disrespectfully, you would expect him to do something for you. You'd expect him to be your protector. You would take the benefit of the protection, but not give him the privilege of the leadership and the respect that is due. And that's where it hurts my heart. You're raising a man to be weak because you're emasculating him.
Turn down for what?
Would you make your boyfriend pay for your friends? No.
My boyfriend is nobody's responsibility. We are each other's responsibilities. I'd be damned if one of my homegirls does ask one of my mans. Ooh. That's not what I, wait.
So what did you say if we have a son?
You said our son is going to be soft, and I said he won't.
Our son is going to be soft.
I won't love him.
You're 5'7", I'm 5'2".
I don't want to hit kids, but I think about it. I'd throw the banana at him at least.
Okay.
Man up.
Soft son, exhibit A. Look at your dog.
He's a dog, yo.
Let's break down this video. When a girl is telling you that your son is going to be soft, what that translates into is you are a beta male barnacle. That's how she views you. That's why she's telling you your son is going to be soft, because you are a bitch. That is basically your woman blatantly disrespecting you out to the world in public and right to your face. And this is the issue with famous people like this fucking beta male barnacle right here. They never got women until they got success and money. So they have no idea how to screen a woman, how to vet a woman. They have no game whatsoever. They've never had experience with women. So they fall for the first woman that comes their way. And it happens to be this Jezebel spirit that you see right before your eyes. This woman has no respect for this fucking beta male. Whoever this guy is, some comedian, I don't know, but Indians are by far the biggest simps I have ever seen in my life. Leave your woman, bro. It's only going to get worse. The disrespect is going to continue getting worse. She's basically making fun of you to the entire world, all over social media, to your face, and you sit there like a barnacle laughing about it because you don't understand women, bro. And the fact that you have a poodle as a dog, that makes things 10 times worse because you already have beta male characteristics. You have feminine characteristics. So the fact that you have a fucking poodle just enhances how soft you are of a man. And your woman is proving that right to your face, bro. I don't understand you guys. If your woman is blatantly disrespecting you like this, leave her. Just walk away already. You are the fucking prize. So start acting like the fucking prize and start grabbing your nuts already. Go to the gym. Start gaining some confidence. Stop being such a soy boy, such a beta male barnacle who laughs at every little thing his woman says when it's not even funny. She's making fun of you, bro. She doesn't like you. You're the guy that has to beg to sleep with her. You're the guy that has to negotiate to sleep with her when she's fantasizing about the alpha and she's getting wet about the alpha, and it ain't you, bro. It ain't fucking you, dude. She's basically saying that your genes are so repulsive that she doesn't even want to have your children. That's what she's telling you, bro.